As Chris introduced, my name's Adrian, and I have the privilege of being best man. Firstly, Becky, you look amazing. Now we all know why Shaun had all those sneaky flights to Melbourne. I've known Shaun for nearly 20 years. In those times, we've been through many ups and downs. The biggest down is obviously Shaun being a Carlton supporter. But hey, what can you do? We still love him. We have travelled Australia and the world together. 2014, when we hit the Big Apple, Disneyland. And of course, Vegas. But what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Unless I'm doing a best man speech. Your secret is safe with me, Shaun. So anyone wants to know, Norm, meet me at the bar. I'll fill you in with all the guys. We have cried together and we have laughed together. And luckily, I can say we laugh every time we are together. Shaun has a heart of gold, and I'm lucky to call him my best mate. He's been a man of much wisdom and advice, and today we get to share his special day when he gets to marry his soulmate and the love of his life, Bec. People think a soulmate is your perfect fit, and that's what everyone wants. But a true soulmate is a mirror, the person who shows you everything that is holding you back, the person who brings you to your own attention so you can change your life. A true soulmate is probably the most important person you'll ever meet because they tear down your walls and smack you awake. A soulmate's purpose is to shake you up, tear apart your ego a little bit, show you your obstacles and addictions, break your heart open so new light can get in, make you so out of control that you have to transform your life. And Shaun and Bec found this in each other. I remember Shaun telling me about Bec the first time, that he met this special girl who changed his world, and how he would fly to Melbourne on the slide to see her. She truly smacked him awake and transformed his life for the better. And to shake things up, they have a beautiful boy together, Jake. You both make wonderful parents, and he's one lucky boy. Bec, thank you for coming into Shaun's life. He's truly a blessed man. Now, I'd like to offer some advice to a newly married couple. Sure. Okay, I've been told the best way to remember your wedding anniversary is to forget it once. You should always let Bec have the final word in any argument. Anything you say after this will only be the start of the next argument. Whenever you're right, Shaun, say nothing. It's not worth it. With or without these words of advice, I'm sure you'll have a long and happy marriage together. Bec, you have found a great partner and father in Shaun that has, for me, has always been a reliable and trusting friend. Seriously, I'm very proud to be the best man here today. Thank you both for choosing me to be part of your special day. You are generous, intelligent, and passionate people, and I know that your life together will be an inspiration to the rest of us. You are each other's soulmates. I love you both. Ladies and gentlemen, please, everyone's upstanding, so it's okay. Raising class, my best friend and his beautiful wife, Shaun and Bec.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris, for that introduction, and for really stepping in and guiding proceedings tonight. For those of you who don't know, Chris and I worked together in our time at Fast Impressions. So Fast Impressions was a speed dating company that Chris and I worked together with. And Chris still works for a dating company, and he really is the love doctor. So when we were trying to work out who would be the best MC at our wedding, it was a really easy choice. So thank you, you've done an amazing job. Thank you. Now, a quick word of warning. This speech won't be funny. As so many of you know me, my capacity for funny is very limited. I realised recently that my humour is limited to dad humour. So I've really come into my own in the last 9 months because I've got a little boy who thinks everything I do is amazing. We were aware in the lead up to today that there was a fair chance that Jake would steal the show. But the past 9 months has really shown us that when you become a parent, your kids come first, second and third. And so we're very happy to let him share the limelight today. After all, he's really the centre of our world. So. Thank you everyone for coming. We obviously have been sort of gypsies bouncing around the country for a number of years, and so our people that we love and care about so much are spread far and wide. You know, between Adelaide and Melbourne and Sydney and up here in Noosa and Brisbane. And to have so many of you here tonight to share this with us is just, it was amazing. I got a bit emotional at the ceremony, and that was certainly a part of it. Like, just having everyone there beside us who's so happy for us was just really amazing. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We both really appreciate the big effort you've all made. Some very important thanks to people who've helped Bec and myself over the past few weeks in getting today happening. Louise, our beautiful maid of honour, thank you so much. Thank you for looking after Bec and for giving her a wonderful hens in Adelaide. And, you know, just
for the shots.
Oh.
messing her up on the shots, and yeah. She was a bit queasy the next day when she came home as well. It's been so nice getting to know you and Nicholas over the last little bit, and we look forward to many more times together, so thank you. Age, where are you? My best friend for 20 years, and today my best man. I think it's like a testament to our friendship that over the years and, you know, the journeys and everything together that we've remained so close. You know, I still probably talk to you 4 or 5 times a week, even though we live, you know, 1,000 kilometres apart. It's amazing, and it's funny. I know that even though we're in different cities, I can still always call on you and have a chat, and nothing's ever changed. That friendship and that connection that we have has always been the same, and it's very special to me, and I know that will continue. And you're a huge part in our lives, a huge part in Bec's life and in Jakey's life, and thank you for being so supportive for all these years. Some other thanks to people who've helped out over the past week to get this place looking incredible. And I'm not sure if she's still here, but she's not feeling too well, but she's done an amazing job. Mel and Will also aren't feeling too well, so maybe this is a sign of people who've helped us with the wedding are not well tonight. And also to Hazel and Lockie too. And apart from helping us set up over the past few days, Anne has also a fairly big role to play in the story of Bec&Shaun. Hashtag Bec&Shaun. So I'm not sure if everyone knows how Bec and I met, but I'll tell the story and try to keep it succinct. But we were both invited to friends who are here tonight, Rhiannon and Simon, who are just over here. They're fairly responsible. They're probably the most responsible because we met at their wedding. Had they not invited myself and not invited Bec, then we wouldn't be here tonight. So thank you so much. They were secretly trying to do a little bit of matchmaking that night, and I think that they were actually, Rhiannon was nudging Bec towards an Essendon supporter who was at the wedding.
I was furiously tearing you guys apart.
The same team, they can't, you know, that'll work. You can't put it with the Carlton supporter. But anyway, I was across the room, and I saw Bec smile, and one of my friends, John, I was just speaking to a minute ago, who hadn't met Bec until today, was talking about how emotional he was today, seeing her smile and seeing how happy she was. And I said, that's her. Like, that's what I saw across the room almost 2 years ago, and that's why I went over and started talking to her. She exudes this just glow, and she was amazing today, and she is amazing today. But that is exactly what I saw 2 years ago, and that's why I went over and started chatting to her. When I started chatting to her, she started to tell me a story about how she wanted to start a speed dating event, not knowing what I did for a living at the time, but start a speed dating event that was for Essendon supporters who wanted to meet other Essendon supporters. When I told her that I was running a speed dating company, she was mortified. She was like, "You're going to steal my idea?" And it got very heated. And I think she was very concerned because her friend Brooke, who's also here, it was their idea together. And she was thinking I was going to run off and make $1 million with this idea.
Who's going to kill me?
And it was going to kill you. But I was at that point, at the point where she mentioned what her idea was, I kind of looked up and thought, this is too much of a coincidence, too much of a sign. And I knew then that we would be here tonight. And Where was I going? Anne, at that point, Bec was still arguing with me at that point. Anne slipped me Bec's business card and said, you know, maybe you should contact her at some stage, knowing that I was kind of interested in chatting with her again. And I've still got the business card in my wallet, and that's I texted her that night, and the rest is history, so they say. So. Norman Robin. Right. Where's Robin? There's really not enough time for me to go into all the things we're thankful to you for. Like 2 years ago, you welcomed me into this house in just over there with a big hug, despite the fact that I'm not really a hugger. But it's not really much choice that you have in this family, is it? Right. And I've just felt so much a part of your family ever since, like just since that day one. And I think Bec and I have been dating 2 months at the time, but you were just so warming and loving and welcoming, and I felt like coming home up here. And it's so amazing to have tonight here, because this really feels like another home to us. So thank you so much for hosting tonight. So thank you for so much that you do for us all the time. And when you came down to Sydney for sharing in the birth of Jake, that was such a... Thank you. That was such a special time to share that with you. Also to Uggy and Chrissy and Ian, Liam and Geordie, the extended family, all of you have made me feel so welcome. So thank you so much. Thank you, Uggy, for being here today and being a part of our day. Thank you. To my family, to the Comerfords. Jakey. That's the littlest Comerford right there. Jeff, thank you for your lovely words. You've long been an inspiration to me, and you and Lil and Craig and Pina have been to me such an example of what a great relationship can be. And I think when you then translate that into meeting the person you're supposed to be with, I've had a great example set by you guys, so thank you so much. And thanks also to Tracy and Jen. And of course, Joshua, Sienna, Soraya and Sapphire for always being wonderful little people. And Tracy and Jen, we've I guess been very close. We've probably lived together out of the 5 of us. The 3 of us have lived together the longest, being the younger one. And I don't know what to say. Like, you guys are so special to me. I love coming home. I love spending time with you. I love chatting to you on the phone. I probably call you next as much after age. So.
Oh.
Is Dad?
Yeah.
Dad, thank you for everything you've done for us and for me. Thank you for welcoming Bec into our family. It's so special. I remember on my birthday actually, a year and a half ago, telling the family that we were going to have a little Jakey Jake. And I remember you were a little bit quiet that day, and you either called me or we spoke about it a couple of days later, and you were quiet because you said you were so overwhelmed and so happy, but it was hard because Mum wasn't there, and that's something that she would really be part of. But thank you so much for everything that you've done and for everything that you and Mum have done for us. There were going to be parts of today that, despite all the wonderful highs, were going to be very tough. Sorry.
It's all good, mate.
Life changed in a big way 3 years ago when we lost our most incredible mum. What makes me most sad and happy to some extent too was that I know how special Bec would have been to Mum. They would have been best friends. They would have been venturing out on spotlight missions together and crafting up a store. There are so many. I think one of the reasons maybe that Bec's been so seamless in her transition into our family is that there are so many similarities in Mum that are in Bec, and certainly no one has ever looked after me or cared for me the way that my mum did until you came along. I know she's looking over us today. I didn't appreciate the incredible gift it is to become a parent until our little boy was born last August and changed our world. And it amazes me even more how you, Dad, and Mum did it for 5 kids. Like, we're pulling our hair out over it's incredible. Such an amazing respect for, obviously, for parents and aunties and uncles and stuff. But thank you so much for shaping all of us, and we hope that we can be as good a parents as you've been to us and Robin and Norm as you've been to Bec. So that's what we hope. Finally, to my wife, the love of my life. You've been listed in my phone as the love of my life. 4 weeks in, we went to an event. Bec and I and Bec or Age, I don't know who, changed Bec's name in my phone to love of my life. And so voice recognition in my car when I'm driving, I have to say, call love of my life. It's so true though, like, because you've changed my world, and you are everything I've ever wanted in a partner. Another friend of mine, Celia, who's here tonight, is talking about how I've always been such a hopeless romantic, and I have. My favourite movie is Notting Hill. Like, I'm a sap, but I wanted this amazing love story, and I didn't realise it until you were standing across the room and smiling at me that it was going to happen, and it really did. Like, we jumped in absolutely feet first and chased this dream, and I'm so incredibly lucky and blessed to have you. And I love you so much. Thank you for saying yes many times. And that's all. Can everyone please raise a toast to my wife.
Working the microphone? Okay, I'll just yell because that's kind of what I do. Just there. Okay. 7 days. That was all it took to fall in love with Shaun. I still remember the exact moment that I knew that I would marry him. We were sitting having a hot chocolate. It was pouring with rain, a typical Melbourne day. He'd just come down from Sydney for the weekend. We'd met the previous weekend at Rhiannon and Simon's wedding. And I found myself sitting at this table and just thinking, this is it. This is the man I'm going to marry. I've been sick all week with the flu, so he'd come down to see me. It's a spur of the moment thing. I sent him a text message which could have been a bit stalky depending on the way you went. We've been talking all week, hours and hours, Kasha, to attest to how inseparable we were. And I sent him a text message, and I almost didn't send it. And I said, are you sure you can't come down this weekend? Because I'm not sure how it's possible after already knowing you for 6 days, but I miss you. And he sent me a text message back saying, I've booked a flight for tomorrow morning. At which point I went, oh crap! I don't know this guy. I'm going to the beauticians. I can't streak these strips on the gallery. So I left the football, which tells you how keen I was to see him, because you don't leave an Essendon game. And made an emergency trip to the salon. Airport greetings are really hard. You know, when you pull up in the drop-off pickup zone and you're in the car and they're outside, and I kind of pulled up and he was there and he jumped in and I'm like, oh, what do we do here? So it was a Saturday morning, and as usual I had errands to run, which for me always involves either a trip to Spotlight or a trip to Kmart to return the crap that I bought the week before. And I just thought, that's it. And we were in the Spotlight car park and I said, come here you, and I grabbed him and I gave him a good old pash. And that was the start. I didn't want it lingering you know, hanging over us all day. I'm like, let's get this out of the way. So, as Shaun explained, we met at Rhiannon and Simon's wedding. He will tell you that I was keen on him that night. That's not true. I wasn't, not really. I thought he was nice enough, but I'd been out on a few dates with somebody else and I kind of wanted to see where that was going, you know. And he broke for Carlton.
Yeah.
And he lived in Sydney, so really, where was it going to go? What was the point? But I must have liked him a bit because Anne left early and she said, do you want to stay? You know, you can get a cab home, you don't have to leave with me. And I said, no, I don't want to. So if I stay, I'm going to end up kissing that boy and I don't want to kiss him. So our relationship, he will claim that he would have pursued me anyway, but our relationship literally came down to a split-second decision to jump on a tram. I was at my friend Camilla's house. Shaun had been pestering me all day on text saying, want to catch up for lunch? I'm like, sorry, I'm having lunch with the girls. We're off to IKEA to have some meatballs. I can't between that, you know. And I was telling them about him and they're like, oh, just catch up with him. I'm like, nah, you know, what's the point? And I was at Camilla's house and I looked up the tram schedule and a tram was coming in 7 minutes. And I was literally going to have half an hour to meet him in the city for a drink and then leave for the airport and catch my plane back to Melbourne. And I said, 7 minutes, can I make that? And they said, yep, if you leave right now. So I grabbed my suitcase, kissed everyone and ran out the door. Usual drama with me, always drama. And I ran to the tram and I made it. And I dumped my bag with the concierge who I talked into letting me store my bag there. And I walked in and I saw this guy. And I thought, gee, he's better looking than I remember. We just had the most magical half an hour and we talked about the newsroom and West Wing and we talked about our favourite musical, Les Mis. And we talked about how we both wanted a life that was extraordinary. And after half an hour, I kind of looked at my watch and went, oh, I've got to go. I was flying Tiger, and as we know, there is no wriggle room with Tiger. You've got to be there on time. And I was like Cinderella. I was like, I've got to go. And I was up and I was off to get my bag and jumping in a cab. And I must have liked him at that point because instead of giving him a little kiss on the cheek, I just gave him one on the lips. Just enough to let him know that, perhaps I was interested. So, on the way to the airport, in the cab, I sent a text message to Rhiannon and I wanted to write, what I did end up writing was, I've just had a drink with Shaun. Wow, what a lovely guy. What I really wanted to write was, I've just had a drink with Shaun, ... wow. But I thought, maybe he doesn't like me, and you know, then I've sent this message to them saying he's incredible, and they'll be like, maybe. So I changed it, but that was that very first text message that was after half an hour. So it could be argued that half an hour was all it took to fall in love with him. Sorry, there are a lot of pages to this speech. Okay. So I got home that night and we messaged all night and then we followed up with a phone conversation the next day where we chatted for hours, and then on Tuesday a package arrived for me at work and it was a DVD of the first season of The Newsroom, which he'd said on the Sunday, oh, you've got to watch The Newsroom. And I was pretty impressed because he'd obviously got the address on my business card, and this package arrived for me. All the girls in the office, who are like the biggest lot of non-romantics going around, they're like, it's a bit much, isn't it? Like, who is this guy? And I just thought it was about the loveliest thing that anyone had ever done for me. And In the weeks leading up to the wedding, I've had many conversations with dear friends about life and love. Talking to Louise, we've chatted about how tonight is a celebration of both of our journeys to get to this point. All of you at various points have been through us when we've been with us when we've been through some rough times. You've had to listen to my many bad online date stories. You know, it's not a good sign when you meet a guy and he's asking you if he should get a coffee or a Coke. What do I feel like, a coffee or a Coke? Are we having hot drinks? Are we having cold drinks? And we're so clueless that I ended up going up to the bar and ordering the drinks ourselves, like myself for the two of us, and eyeing off the barman. It's not really a great sign of a great date. We've both had ups and downs in relationships to get to this point, and I think that's what's made us so willing to jump in, because when you meet the right person, you just know. When you meet the right person, everything's just easy, which is bizarre because nothing about our relationship was easy. He lived in Sydney, I lived in Melbourne. He'd fly down every Friday night and stay until Sunday night. You know, it was really difficult, and poor Shaun's bank account got drained pretty quickly. The credit card bill started going up and up and up with all these trips. There are more pages. People have been asking me for weeks if I was starting to get nervous about the wedding, and I answered not at all. For both of us, this deal was done almost 2 years ago. As I walked down that aisle today, I knew I was walking towards my forever. Our hearts are safe in the other's hands, and I could not be more sure of my decision today. Everything about our story is a miracle. For those of you who don't know, I've had a lot of trouble with endometriosis, and for a long time, many doctors have told me that I would struggle to have a baby. This was the moment I knew Shaun was it for me. I told him right there on our second day together about my medical issues. I knew I was serious about him already, and I thought he deserved to know up front that there could be problems. And it also meant that things would have to move at an accelerated rate in our relationship if we were to have a family. I was 37 and, you know, things weren't great. He said that it wouldn't matter if I couldn't have kids, and I knew that he meant it. Even still, after just 4 months together, we decided to start working towards starting a family. For me, this meant having a surgery to remove the endometriosis. The doctor who conducted the surgery said realistically my chances of conceiving naturally were next to nothing. That we should only bother trying for 3 months and then we should go straight to IVF. So we were really just doing the 3 months of trying before we sought medical intervention. Don't get me wrong, we gave it a good crack. Shaun at one point complained that he was tired. My reply was, I don't care, that's why they call it trying.
Disgrace. Disgrace. I'm walking away. You're not a Comerford.
Papa, it's okay. It's a happy ending. So, after 8 years of doctors telling me that I might never have kids, imagine our surprise when we got pregnant first month. And here is our little miracle, our little Jakey Jake. Possibly the most beautiful child to ever be born. So to any of you who is struggling with any aspect of life, be it health, relationships, work or whatever, know that life can change in an instant. One person, one moment, one decision can change the entire course of your life. There are so many people here to thank tonight. To all of my friends who have cried with me when life has been ghastly and cheered with me when life has been incredible. I love you so much, and I can't tell you how much your support has meant to me. And thanks for keeping most of the dirt you have on me away from me. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my folks for the incredible job that they've done on the house. How incredible does it look? Dad's been out there mowing his lawn, watering his lawn. Mum's been in the garden every weekend, every morning. She's up at the crack of dawn doing the gardening. Becoming a parent myself has only made me realise the sacrifice and devotion and love that it takes to be a parent, and I'm in awe of these two over here and the incredible love that they've given me growing up. And if there's anything to be proud of in me, then it's all because of you. Mum and Dad, I thank you for always encouraging me to believe and reach for the stars, and for believing on my behalf sometimes when I lost faith. Anne, who's not here, I wanted to say a special thanks to her for all the help she's given us in setting up. She's been incredible, so much so that she's now sick. Thank you everyone for travelling so far. It blows us away that you would all choose to spend your holidays and come up here and be here for us. It's incredible because we have so many people in our lives from so many different states, and to see everyone that we love in the one place, it's really overwhelming. I'm so blessed to have such dear friends. I actually didn't want to have any bridesmaids because I didn't want to have to choose. That's not true, Louise. Louise, you've been such an incredible friend to me, and we've had some crazy adventures, which we've spoken briefly about, and it's best that we don't speak about them too much. Thank you for being such a dear friend, and it makes my heart explode to see you find happiness with Nicholas. So thank you, Nicholas, for looking after her and treating her the way that she deserves to be treated. We love you both. And thank you for holding the balloons and the shoes and everything today that you did for our photos. We appreciate it. Shaun, my husband. What can I say, but I love you with every fibre of my being. You put up with my ridiculous obsession of taking everything back to whatever shop I bought. My crippling indecision, my bossiness, my selfishness, and my impossibly high standards. Where I am selfish, you are giving. Where I am highly strung, you are calm. You are the perfect antidote to life's traumas and trials. You are surrounded by such an incredible group of friends, friends who live all over Australia, but through your devotion, can't read it in the crack. Through your devotion and care, you keep those friendships strong. There is a reason why so many people love you and call you one of their very best friends. You are the most gentle, adoring and loving father to Jake. I watch the way he looks at you and my heart overflows. I can only hope that he grows up with so many of your qualities. Although the fact that he is nicknamed Stinky Comerford the second is possibly a quality I was hoping to avoid. You're a credit to your family and especially your mum, who I know you miss every single day. I can only imagine how happy she would have been to see us here today. But I truly believe that she watches over us. I am honoured to become a Comerford. You are an incredible bunch of people, and I'm blessed to have a wonderful, large and loud family. You're my kind of people. Shaun, my darling, darling boy, you are the man of my dreams. You make my soul sing. It took me 37 years to find you and only 30 minutes to fall in love with you. and in love I will stay forever.
You're a falling star, you're the getaway car, you're the line in the sand when I go too far. You're the swimming pool on an August day, and you're the perfect thing to say. And you play it cold, but it's kinda cute. Oh, when you smile at me, you know exactly what you do. Baby, don't pretend that you don't know it's true, 'cause you can see it when I look at you. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything. You're a carousel, you're a wishing well, and you light me up when you ring my bell. You're a mystery, you're from outer space, you're every minute of my everyday. And I can't believe that I'm your man, and I get to kiss you, baby, just because I can. Whatever comes our way, I will see it through, and you know that's what our love can do. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything, your every song, and I sing along, 'cause you're my everything. Yeah, yeah. So la 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 la. So la 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 la.